Hello, my Tarot tribe. On this Tarot Pronto video, we are going to discuss the eights of the minor arcana. The eights of the minor arcana represent movement, flow, energy, process, determination. Motion is portrayed on each card, and we see the intentional movement in each of the eights, except for the swords, because the swords represent difficulties or problems. And all this information is from my book, Tarot Pronto, available on Amazon.com in this nice big paperback or an ebook. We're going to start with wands, and wands represent how we use our energy to create the life we want. And it looks like these wands, these 8 wands, are in the air, but they're all lined up together like common purpose. They're not at odds with each other, because the alignment of the suit really does represent what's going on as well. So they're all lined up together, common purpose. This task is coming to a close, and the close looks very promising because these wands are almost coming to fruition, down to earth, and the landing looks good. There's a well-channeled stream, which means the emotions have been kept and checked and channeled along the way through this project. There's a green field with mature trees and a structure, and it takes intention and time to build a structure. So the outcome looks very promising. Of course, the other cards always tell you what's going to happen, but this card does look promising just if you look at it by itself, because the landing looks good, they're all together, and the background is good. The sky is clear and blue, and it looks like clear sailing through the skies. We have pentacles, which represent something of material value that come from the earth or our physical bodies. And this figure, represented by a male, can be a male or female, the querent who's asking the question, or yourself, or non-binary. It doesn't matter. It just represents the energy of the person that you're reading for, or yourself, because a male figure represents active energy, and this figure is actively working and has been working. And it looks like it's almost coming to a close, just like the 8 of Wands. There's not much left to go before the finish of this project. He's put a lot of work into it already, but he's almost done. He's on a stage or platform, which means he's actually sacrificing time away from other areas in his life to complete this task and have the financial project completed the way he wants it, or she wants it. So here we go, with movement through a lot of work. Cups represent emotion, and this figure, we can see, is moving away from the cups. So emotionally moving away. And there's a hole here. So something is missing emotionally for this figure. This figure is leaving. And he's got, or she's got, walking boots on. And boots are made for walking in the tarot. And you can see emotionally, there's a lot of kind of sporadic water situations going on. And in the background are some mountains, but it looks like there's a golden pathway here if this figure continues to follow it. And this is kind of an unusual situation because there's an eclipse going on, and an eclipse is an unusual situation. The moon is eclipsing the sun, and that means emotionally your happiness is not where it should be, because the sun often represents happiness in the tarot. So emotionally, this figure is leaving to rectify this, I would guess. 8 of Swords. And all the other minor arcana 8s represent movement. And this one, the swords represent thought processes or difficulties, and this you can see is a lack of movement. Everyone else was moving away from or towards something, that they wanted and creating something in their life, but this figure is not moving. So there's a lack of movement. This figure is standing still and is represented by a female because that's receptive energy, not active moving energy. And she doesn't want to take the blindfold off. She doesn't want to remove the loose bindings and move out of her problems. She's just standing there, being surrounded by the problems and not putting any energy toward movement away from the problems. And emotionally, it's kind of like a quagmire for her, creating issues. So look at all the eights and look at the movement. If you have a Rider-Waite deck, I encourage you to take out all the eights and look at the movement in each, moving through work. The creative energy is moving to a close, moving emotionally to a different situation, away from an emotionally absent or unfulfilling situation. And the eights, no of swords, no movement. So this is our tarot short, and you have a great day, and thank you for tuning in and listening to this episode on the 8th of Tarot Pronto.